do a report.
Right.
So we've got
Perfect. So Ms. Pugh, Mr. Jeffries has been appointed to represent you. He's just been given, he's trying to get caught up real quickly on all the information and the discovery in your case. I'm going to reset your case so that he can get all of that. Once he gets it, he'll be out there to go over it with you, and we'll see if we can get an announcement at the next court date.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree to comply with any of the appointed court agents, considering that their first duty is to the state.
I understand. We've had this conversation before.
And for the record, I do.
Buckle up, because what you're about to witness isn't just a court hearing. It's a clash of control. On one side, we've got Miss Pugh, a defendant determined to represent herself. On the other, a judge who's been here before and isn't having it. This isn't her first courtroom rodeo. She's firm, sharp, and fully prepared to lay down the law. And from the moment Miss Pugh starts interrupting, the tension is palpable. This episode dives into legal ignorance, courtroom control, and what happens when defendants think they know the law better than trained professionals. You'll see a rare back and forth over self-representation, a shocking moment of legal confusion, and ultimately, one bold decision by the court. This one's fiery, fast, and frustrating. Let's go.
So if you want to represent yourself, there's some things. Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me. If you want to represent yourself, then there is a process that we have to go through, and we'll do that today. If that's what you want to do, we'll get your case set for trial and we'll go forward that way. It is highly inadvisable for you to represent yourself.
Miss Pugh doesn't just want to speak. She wants to take the mic. But here's the courtroom truth. You don't interrupt a judge, no matter how strong you feel about your case. The moment she talks over the judge twice, the warning lights start flashing, and the judge responds swiftly. Stop talking over me. That's not just courtroom etiquette. It's a hard rule. A judge's authority is foundational to courtroom order. Without it, chaos. But here's the twist. Miss Pugh isn't just being rude. She's spiraling into what looks like a full-on misunderstanding of her rights. What do you think? Should a person have the right to represent themselves even if they don't understand the system?
Lawyers have many, many years of training. They understand the law. They understand how a trial works, because here's what happens. When you're in a trial and you represent yourself, you're expected to know and follow all of the rules of evidence, all the rules of procedure. And so you're really at a disadvantage if you don't know those things. And so you have to do everything just like the assistant district attorney would. And if you don't, you're going to be in front of a jury and it's going to show, and it's just not going to be, it usually does not work out in your benefit. But I have to go through with you some questions first before we do that. And then if you still want to do that, then there's a couple of things couple of options, and we'll go over those as well. Okay. So I am supposed to ask you, I'm going to go through these questions. I need you to answer them if you want to represent yourself, because this is required. All right. So have you ever studied the law? Okay. Have you ever represented yourself before in any kind of criminal matter? Okay. Do you understand?
The judge does something many don't. She pauses to explain why self-representation is such a legal landmine. Years of law school, mastery of evidence rules, understanding of courtroom procedures. And she's right. When someone chooses to go pro se, that's Latin for on your own, they're expected to perform exactly like an attorney. No exceptions. This is no YouTube law tutorial. This is real court, real consequences, real prison time. The way the judge breaks it down is both educational and slightly brutal, because she's letting Miss Pugh know that self-rep isn't empowerment. It's a trap.
The charges against you.
I know we've been accused of.
Okay. And so do you know, and we've gone over before, I think, what the range of punishment is if you're found guilty on a jury? Do you know what that is? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pull you up here. We'll go over that again as well. The date of that allegations from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means is if you're found guilty, that the range of punishment that the jury could give you is between 2 years as a minimum punishment up to 10 years in prison, anywhere in between. Do you understand? And you answer out loud just for the record.
Do I understand? No, I don't understand.
What do you not understand?
Here's where things unravel. The judge asks a basic question. Do you understand the charges and potential punishment? Miss Pugh's response? I don't understand. But what doesn't she understand? The judge walks her through it again, 2 to 10 years if found guilty. Still, Miss Pugh won't acknowledge it. And that's a critical failure in a courtroom. You can't represent yourself if you don't understand what's at stake. The court has a responsibility not to throw people into a legal shark tank when they can't swim. Is this just confusion or a tactic to delay? You tell us. Drop your thoughts below. Confusion or defiance?
Understand about that?
I don't understand, Your Honor.
So here's the thing. If you want to represent yourself by law, you have to be able to understand these things. Otherwise, I've got to appoint an attorney for you. So you can't just say, I want to represent myself because I don't like the attorney or I don't like the process. This is the process that you're in. You live in Texas, you live in the United States. This is the law that applies to your case. So what do you not understand about the range of punishment if you're found guilty? And I'd be glad to explain it.
I don't understand because I have no idea anything wrong.
That's what a jury's for, right? And so if you say you're not guilty, then you go in front of a jury and they determine after they listen to the evidence if you're guilty or not. That doesn't have anything to do with if they find you guilty, you understanding that they could send you to prison for between 2 years and up to 10 years. Do you understand that part? What are you, yes or no? No, you don't understand that. So, Ms. Pugh, it's my understanding, I'm not going to allow you to represent yourself because you don't understand the law and the process. So we're on question number 4 out of 15 that I'm supposed to ask you. So Mr. Jeffries is going to stay on your case.
I don't know when Mr. Jeffries on my
I don't care what.
By now, the judge has heard enough. Miss Pugh doesn't understand the law. She can't name her charges, doesn't grasp sentencing, and fails basic eligibility to go pro se. So the judge makes a ruling and it's final. I'm not going to allow you to represent yourself. The tension here? Thick. But this moment is crucial. The judge isn't punishing her. She's protecting her. Because letting someone walk into a jury trial alone, untrained, and misinformed is a fast track to disaster. What do you think? Was this the right call? Or should every defendant be allowed to crash and burn on their own? Go.
What you want at this point. You can't do it. All right, you can go back with the bailiff. I'm done. Go back with the bailiff.
It's not on my case.
Go back with the bailiff.
It's not on my case.
Back with the bay. Those 5 words in the scene and say everything. The courtroom isn't a negotiation table. It's not a customer service desk. It's a legal arena where rules matter, and the judge just exercised absolute control. Miss Pugh is escorted out, not in cuffs, but in consequence. The judge isn't angry. She's resolved. And it leaves us with this message. You can challenge authority, but you better be prepared to back it up legally. This is a masterclass in courtroom authority, and a warning to anyone thinking courtroom law is optional.
Welcome to the criminal appointment list.
Yeah, fun, Judge.
This was not meant to be any kind of punishment, I promise. So Mr. Jeffries, get ready like you would. Probably it's going to go straight onto a jury.
All right, I would
And
assume.
we'll just get it figured out that way. All right.
It may sound light, but this is a line that slaps. Welcome to the criminal appointment list. The judge tries to soften it. This wasn't punishment, but the sting remains. This is where the defendant's hopes of self-representation officially die. From here on, it's jury trial prep. Mr. Jeff, her court-appointed attorney, is staying. The case isn't over. It's just getting real. And that line, it's polite court speak for, you're now officially on the track you tried to avoid. Have you ever seen a defendant try to outmaneuver the system like this? Tell us what happened in the comments. Let's break it down. Miss Pugh wanted control, but what she got was clarity. In court, wanting to represent yourself isn't enough. You need knowledge, awareness, and full legal competency. The judge wasn't harsh. She was right. She protected the integrity of the process, preserved the defendant's rights, and made it clear. In this courtroom, the law speaks louder than opinions. Now it's jury trial time. And if Miss Pugh wasn't ready before, she better be now. What would you do in her shoes? Represent yourself or trust the lawyer? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this case as wild as we did, smash that like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns. We've got plenty more to come.